Greetings, this is Spec Ops 56 and welcome to the Gunsmithing Bench here in the He-Man Woman Haters Club, otherwise known as the Man Cave. I wanted to introduce you today to my new Kahr CW9 polymer frame 9mm carry pistol. We're fixing to head out to the range as soon as we're done filming this little introduction so that I can give the CW9 its initial test firing and factory recommended break-in period. I'm curious about why Kahr thinks their gun needs 200 rounds before it's reliable. In my opinion, any new manufactured gun should be reliable right out of the box. Not only that, but if you want to learn everything there is to know about Kahr firearms, then I recommend that you go to the Kahr Talk forum. I'll put the link below in the description box. And on the Kahr Talk forum, you're going to find this long list of procedures of things that they recommend that you do to the Kahr pistols before you even take it out to the range and shoot it, just to prepare it for its 200 round break-in period. Well, I say horse hockey to that. And once we get out to the range, we're going to find out if it truly is horse hockey or if I'm just full of horse hockey. Now, I did do what I normally do with a new gun, and that is I inspected it and then I lubricated it at the proper points. That's one other thing I want to mention, is that on the Kahr Talk forum you will find a very good Kahr pistol lubrication diagram, which shows all the points of lubrication recommended by the manufacturer and the type of lubrication you should use. I recommend you follow that. But there's one other thing on this list that I did do that I also recommend that you follow, and that is taking your magazines, disassemble them, and clean them out inside and out. The reason for this is that all of the Kahr magazines that I have for this gun, the one magazine that came with it and the extra magazines I bought new in the package, they all have this some sort of sticky feeling coating on the inside and the outside. You're going to want to clean that off. So I did do that, but otherwise I think all of this this preparation and 200 rounds to break it in is just a lot of overkill nonsense, probably written in the manual by the Kahr lawyers. But we're going to find out. So we'll be heading out to the range now, and we'll film a little bit out there, and then when we get back we'll let you know the results. So I'll see you out at the range. This is Spec Ops 56, and we finally made it out to the range. It's been a while since the last segment. I had intended to get out here to the range to break this car in earlier, but you know, life gets in the way sometimes. So it's been about a month since I did the first segment on this video. So anyway, we're out here now. It's a beautiful day, great day for shooting. What we're going to do is I'm going to break in, according to the manufacturer's recommendations, this Kahr CW9. Personally, I don't believe that it's going to need anywhere near 200 rounds of break-in. I've never owned a gun that ever did, but we will see what we will see. We're going to do the break-in my way. In the Kahr recommendations, they recommend that you do the break-in with regular hardball round nose ammunition. Well, most of this break-in is going to be done with that, simply because I have a good bit of it and it's cheaper than the high performance hollow points that I would carry in it. However, just to satisfy myself, the first magazine through this is going to be hollow point carry ammunition. We'll see how well that works. Now, I'm not going to make you sit through and watch me shoot all 200 rounds. I'll shoot this magazine and I'll shoot a magazine of hardball, and then I'll stop the camera, and we'll film when I feel that there's something interesting or important that you need to see or know about during this break-in process. Now, one other thing, I did follow the recommended pre-break-in cleaning and lube procedure that was recommended on the Kahr Talk website. So that's all that's been done to it. It hasn't been shot, and so we'll see how this goes. Now I'm going to start with the first magazine load. Now I'm fairly close, and it's still within self-defense distance, but I'm not really concerned here with shooting for accuracy or doing any kind of real serious self-defense practice. We're just here to break this gun in, so that's what I'm going to do. Well, we seem to have had our first malfunction. Failure to feed. Alright, well that takes care of the first magazine. A little disappointed that the first round in the magazine failed to feed. It was a hollow point. However, it seems that after that they all fed and extracted and ejected just fine. So we'll continue with the break-in. I'll go load up a magazine of hardball. Yeah, it seems to like hardball. Alright, well, I'm going to continue with the break-in procedure, and I'll let you know how many malfunctions that I have, if I have any more, what it was on. And I'll also, when I get to the end of the break-in procedure, I'll let you know just how many rounds that I used to break it into my satisfaction, whether it took the whole 200 rounds or if maybe just 50 or 100 rounds makes it function just fine. Well, I'll see you back then and let you know when I know. Okay, I'm back for the first update, and it's not real encouraging. Whereas the accuracy is perfectly adequate, especially since I wasn't really trying to be all that accurate. The reliability and functioning of the CW9 is not very impressive at this point. I have fired the first 4 magazines through the gun. 2 were the 7-round magazines and 2 were the 8-round magazines. Now, out of 30 rounds actually fired, I had 8 malfunctions. That's out of the first 30 rounds fired. Those malfunctions include 1 failure to feed, 2 failures to fire, 1 magazine jam. The magazine, it was one of the 8-rounders. It didn't lock the slide open, and the magazine jammed in the mag well, and it took some fiddling around to get it to finally release. And we had, let's see, 3 failures of the slide to lock back on the last round. And we had 1 failure where when I inserted the 8-round magazine the slide automatically unlocked itself, slid forward, and fed the first round. So, 8 malfunctions of different kinds in the first 30 rounds. This is not encouraging. Now I understand why Kahr says you should break it in with 200 rounds, because it looks like that's what it's going to take to get this gun to be reliable. If it does, we'll find out. I am really disappointed with that, because I once owned a Kahr P-Series P40 back in the 90s, and picking it up out of the box and shooting it, all kinds of ammo, I had no problems whatsoever. Obviously, the CW series being the economy version of the P-Series, Kahr obviously does not take as much care in its manufacture fit and function as they do with the higher priced P-Series. So, you know, buyer beware. Alright, that's all I've got on this update. After I shoot it some more, I'll update you again. Not a good sign. Failure to fire. Looks like a failure to feed. No, another failure to fire. I believe this thing's going to end up going back to Kahr. Now again, trigger's not resetting is what's happening. Yep, trigger is not resetting. That's the end of this break-in. This weapon is going back to Kahr, because trigger reset should have nothing to do with break-in. I have to say, I'm very, very disappointed with this CW9. And I know that there's some people who have a CW9 and have had no problems with it. My cameraman John, he bought his the same place, the same time I bought mine, and he's had no malfunctions with his. And as you can see, I've had nothing but malfunctions with mine. So, I'm just going back to Kahr, and we'll see if Kahr can get it working properly like they should have before it ever went off the line and on the store shelf. So after I send it in to Kahr and get back the results and find out what's what with it, then I will give you another update. We'll do another break-in session, and that will be in, let's say, part 2. So until then, this is Spec Ops 56 saying over and out.
Excuse me while I whip this out.